Hello everyone, it's the end of February 2019 and I'm just making a video today talking a little bit about my journey over the past month, a little bit over a month now, and just kind of getting back into making videos for the channel. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram or who have checked out my website where I do post blogs pretty regularly, at least a couple times a month. You may know that I had a relationship end in the very beginning of January and moved from Portland back to the Lakes region in New Hampshire. That's where I am now. And so I've been on a healing journey of my own through that process and needed to have some quiet space to be in the hermit energy, to have some understanding and some healing. And what really for me came up from this experience, and if you've gone through something similar, or even if it's not heartache but or heartbreak, but there might have been some type of loss in your life where everything has fallen apart. That often is the catalyst that brings up very, very old wounds for us to examine and heal and look at bringing back into alignment and integration in our life. And so this relationship ending that I had really despite all signs to the contrary, wanted to have work. This relationship reaching its natural conclusion, its ending, was very, very painful for me. And it brought up some very old wounds for me to be examined, to be healed, to be released, ways in which I have repeatedly given my power away in my life, over and over again, oftentimes to men, as some of us may have experienced in your own lives as well. So it has brought up a lot of wounds for healing and really shown me over the last few weeks just how important healing the sacred feminine within myself is. And as I heal that, I heal in the DNA the lineage of the sacred feminine in my family line, but also for all beings, right? So it's been a very intense few weeks, and I needed to not make videos for that period, so I thank you all for being patient with me. I'm definitely feeling a lot clearer on the beautiful lessons that this has uncovered for me, and clearer on my purpose and my journey moving forward as well, in, again, healing this wound of the sacred feminine and allowing for integration of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine within myself as well. So the understanding of the ways in which we can give our power away from a place of wanting love and acceptance. As you start to unpack that and unravel that and look at that, really magical things do start happening, and you begin to understand that it's so much deeper than, oftentimes when we're in pain, we just want to stop hurting. We just want to make it stop hurting, and we're willing to do anything to make it stop hurting. Instead of sitting with the pain and understanding that, as I've said many times on this channel, there's a sweet within the sting. We have to go into the pain, be present for ourselves with the pain in order to release that which we keep repeating, right? Like if we want to stop repeating that experience, We have to sit with that pain, sit through that pain, be a witness to our pain. And through that comes the understanding and the integration that allows us to shift that cycle, to heal that wound, and really to come from a place of integrity and compassion that's extremely authentic and allows us to be our best selves, whatever that might be for each of us, and that's different for each of us. So, you will see if you go to the website, I've posted some of my poetry over the last month that I've been writing as I've been trying to process losing this relationship that I had really, that I had really given all of my power over to. And the poems are speaking to looking at just how deep that is, that need to unravel those wounds. And so I left them as they are. I left them very raw, and I didn't give a lot of filter or explanation to them, because part of staying with that pain is being in it and acknowledging and accepting that pain. So those poems are on the blog posts on the website. There's 3 of them. One of them, the first one, has a little explanation at the beginning as to why there aren't any videos coming for the month for January, which moved into February for me because I left Portland January 10th. But the next 2 blog posts are just the poems to be read, and to my hope and my intention in leaving those up is that if you are going through, again, heartbreak or loss, whether that's a relationship, a job, part of your spiritual path, a physical loss of a loved one, ending of a friendship, whatever it is that you're trying to process and be present for yourself with, sometimes it's helpful to see that someone else has been through that and has been able to express themselves through that. And poetry is a huge way that I process, but it's also, reading poetry is a huge way that I don't feel so alone on my path many times. And many of you will know I've shared Henry Rollins' poetry over the years. In the coming months, I'll be sharing some poetry from Melissa Broder and several other beautiful female poets that I've really discovered over the since the fall, really, and had my own huge processing experiences through reading their poetry. So if you find those poems are a little too raw, definitely don't have to read them, but also I'm not staying in that space. Like, the beauty of processing is that we don't stay stuck in the pain. We honor the pain, we witness the pain, we feel it, and then we release it from the body. That's the point of transmutation. So the purpose of sharing the process will also move into this part of sharing the process, which is a space of feeling and a sense of understanding, and that the level of empowerment and ability to shine my own light authentically, that's also able to happen. And it happens because you go through that dark night of the soul, through those really difficult times. So I thought I would read this to you so that you can see how we move through this. And like I said, the first part is the acknowledgement of the pain, is not running away from it, but staying present to it, feeling it. If you are someone who has experienced trauma or abuse in your life, as I have, significant abuse, significant trauma in my life, in order to survive, those things have to be packed away and hidden in the body. And then from a soul perspective, the space that my ex-partner held was an ability to crack all of those walls wide open, so that I had to feel pain, and still am having to feel and release pain from my childhood experiences with my parents, from other relationships in my life, and a need to understand and release those wounds so that they won't continue to run the show underneath the surface and keep me from shining to my fullest ability and keep me from reclaiming my power, right? So part of what I found when I first moved from Portland, ended the relationship and left, part of the fear that came up first was like, how do I do this work so I never have to go through this again? Like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And really getting stuck in that, like, I just need I just need help with, like, how do I start doing this? And what I realized over the weeks of just literally not doing anything but sitting with the pain, doing the day-to-day things that need to get done, obviously, but other than that, just sitting with my pain, not trying to keep myself so busy that I can't think straight, I started to realize what I wrote down in my journal here, which I'm going to share with you all now. Some days are so hard, and I think I will never be able to become myself, to figure out how to do that. But on days like today, I can see that it is happening through me, simply making it through each day, breathing. That alone is shifting me and my life, staying with the breath, even through the fear and the mourning. You don't figure out finding your strength, you breathe into it. Somehow in the tears and the rage and the solitude, you start to find out it's already alive within you, just waiting to be exposed. So that is the space I find myself in the end of February 2019 on my own personal journey, and feeling a real sense of, the loss, the heartbreak, the mourning, the pain, the repercussions, the reverberations, all of those things are still being felt. I mean, it's only been a month, right? But there is an understanding of the purpose of the pain, which is breaking you wide open in order to help you come home to yourself. So if you're going through a similar situation, please know that you're not alone, and know that that level of pain is not punishment. So often, especially in societies that are largely Christian-based, we operate on this idea of punishment and justice. Like, if something is going wrong, something that we feel like is going wrong or has gone bad, or we feel like we failed at something, then we must be being punished for it. The pain is not a punishment. The pain is actually a gift. And looking at it, living with it, feeling it and releasing it is what allows us to be cracked wide open so that we can be our truest selves and experience life to the fullest, instead of with all the walls in order to protect us, which really just keep us from whole experience. So before we finish our little amount of time together today, I'm going to draw from Sacred Rebels for us just to finish this space. And again, if you are in pain in any way and feeling that, please know that I'm sending you love and energy to hold that space for yourself, so that you can move through this and understand who you are and what you need, and be able to give that to yourself instead of needing or requiring it from another person, another thing, another circumstance. What it's doing is allowing you to be okay within yourself and to feed yourself no matter what the circumstances around you are. Okay, this is perfect. So from Sacred Rebels, release the dark wound and let love live. What a beautiful way to sum up the journey that is in darkness. And the power of feeling the pain is that, again, we don't get stuck in it. We're able to transmute it and release it and find the wisdom of it and really let love live. Step into ourselves, allow ourselves to experience, express, explore love in this life in the most powerful way. And that requires being fully open, not narcotized or shut down or hidden behind walls, including glass houses. So if you're out there currently in that darkness, feeling the pain of that wound, please know that you're not alone, that there's wisdom and growth in the experience. And the more that you open up to yourself and get to know yourself and offer yourself love, you will come home into yourself and feel the connection of your tribe, your spirit tribe, your soul's path, your spiritual journey, and not need to require something from another person, place, or thing in order to feel love. So That's just a little update on the journey and what's been going on. As I'm stepping back into making videos again over the next couple weeks, I will be posting a few deck reviews. Well, there'll be more of a reveal really, and I'm very excited because it's the 18th today and Colette Baron Reed's new Goddess deck comes out tomorrow, and so I will definitely be posting a reveal of that, showing a few decks, doing a few reviews of some of the decks I've spent time with through the move. I'm also going to talk about which decks came with me for this particular part in my own journey, which was and has been really just sitting in the pain of heartbreak and loss and betrayal and rejection, and also being the person to walk away in a situation, etc. So I'm going to share the decks that have helped me on my own Three of Swords journey. And then also I'll share some of the decks that I'm working with as I step into a new part of the healing process as well. So if you're maybe in the same place or a similar place, or feeling that on your own, these are decks you can reference that might assist you on your path to feel supported by your guides, by Great Spirit as you move through the path. I'll also be doing some more videos on moving through heartache and heartbreak and pain and loss, moving through loss of loved ones, whether that be from relationship ending or physical loss, and also some videos on stepping into our intuition more powerfully as well, and living our most authentic life. So I'll be doing videos on that throughout February and March on those subjects and talking about that. I'm also kind of just wanting to do some chatty videos too. This is feeling really good today, so thank you for sharing this space with me. And wherever you are, I am wishing you much love and many blessings. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Again, blog posts are up on the website, which is racingartistwilkinson.com, and Instagram is devoted purely to this aspect of my life, and so you will see me posting regularly there multiple times a week with different cards that I'm feeling drawn to or witchy things that I'm loving, so you can check that out too. I'll put those links below. And as always, wonderful to spend time with you in this space. Much love and many blessings, guys. See you in the next video.